Hello, welcome to Writings from the Hills. My name is Lori. This week I am spotlighting a book called The Haunting of Zona Heaster Shue. This is the Greenbrier Ghost Chronicles. It was written by Nancy Richmond and Misty Murray-Walkup. For those of you who may be familiar with this tale, it's been covered in quite a few different books. Not only the current book that I was showing you, The Haunting of Zona Heaster Shue, it also was written into a story called The Unquiet Ghost by Sharon McCrum, which we do have copies of that book. This book is only available in print form. The Sharon McCrum book is available in book on CD, book in large print. There's also another book called Greenbrier Ghost and Other Strange Stories by J. Dennis Dietz. Those all cover the same story. And some of you may have heard of it because it is a unique story within the American legal system as well as in our area. She was the story starts out actually with a Ford. It's about a legend of Zona Heaster Shue. Now, she probably was not someone that she would catch your notice at first, but her story, or specifically her mother's story, made her quite famous. The foreword starts, "The legend of Zona Heaster Shue, whose ghost appeared to her mother and revealed that she was murdered by her husband, and whose story was used to convict the husband in a court of law, is well known to the public." There are several books dedicated to the tale, as well as numerous short stories and websites. Most of them vary greatly in content and contain conflicting information about the incident. In an effort to create an accurate account of the event, the authors have gathered all the verifiable evidence available to produce this volume. The evidence is included in the documentation section of the back of the book. Please note that some birth and death dates and the spelling of some of the names may vary in marriage, death, and census records. A note that is often the case when you're doing research on either local history or genealogy. You will find in the past some variations. A lot of our ancestors used phonetic spelling, and the lack of literacy and knowledge resulted in many variations of the spelling. And then, of course, people did not keep track of dates and names the way we do today. Now, if you fill out a form, you have a specific name and you have a special way it's spelled, and the way you say it. But back then, that wasn't the case, and you often find people using nicknames or varied spellings. Back to this book. The cover art was painted from a photograph of Zona and Trout on the wedding day. Trout Shue was Zona's husband, and again, there's the picture that they're talking about. The most remarkable part of this story, other than the ghost herself, is during the trial of the Erasmus Trout Shue, the testimony of the ghost Zona Heaster Shue, as related by her mother, was not objected to by either the prosecution or the defense. Consequently, the account was not declared inadmissible by the judge, making it the only court case in U.S. history where a ghost helped to convict a suspect in a murder trial. More specifically, a ghost helped convict her own killer. And this book does have quite a few, almost every chapter has images, and they have a picture. That is the original Zona Heaster Shue. That is her photograph. The story goes on. For those of you who are interested in the story, you can read this book or one of the others. What is remarkable about this book is the fact that it goes step by step through the history, and it's not just about Zona, but also about her husband. For instance, you'll find out that he's been married more than once, and she wasn't the first wife to pass away while married to him. But again, if you're looking for information about the Greenbrier Ghost, there are tons of books out, articles, um, short stories about them. There's websites. There's videos on YouTube. So if you're interested, it's a great chance. We're getting into the spooky season to check out The Haunting of Zona Heaster Shue. This is the Greenbrier Ghost Chronicles by Nancy Richmond and Misty Murray-Walkup. I hope you enjoy this book or one of the others that are covering the subject, and I will see you next time.